In the front of any musical sheet, you'll probably see at the very beginning of the staff a couple of things. But one you'll probably see is a time signature, which is two numbers right on top of each other. So what do these mean? First of all, I'll say that for the most part you'll probably see this maybe 75% of the time, because most music we can go into very deep questions of human anatomy and psychology, but most songs are in 4-time, which is in one musical phrase you'll have 4 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how do you actually know that from seeing this time signature? You first want to look at the bottom. And the bottom tells you if you were snapping to a song, what note value is each of those snaps. So what is the value of one beat? So the number correlates to a specific kind of note. So a 4 means a quarter note. An 8 would mean an eighth note. And a 2 would mean a half note. And those are probably the only ones you'll see. And why that is because this is pretty slow in terms of each beat is a half note, whereas eighth note is about breaking how fast you can think about time or read music. So you'll typically see 4, 8, and rarely 2. So that's what the bottom note means. So in this case, you see a 4 here and you know that if you're reading music, then if you see a quarter note, then in one bar of a phrase, you'll need 4 of them to denotate the length of that musical bar. Now the top simply means, well, how many of those do you need? So in that case I just said 1, 2, 3, 4. You need 4 quarter notes to fill a bar. So this means how many in one bar. So in 4/4 time, this would be a complete bar. The next one could be 2 eighth notes, which are 1. Then you can have a quarter note, and then you can have a half note, which is the next 4. So each of these phrases is each 4 quarter notes long. Now what if you switched it to 3/4 time, which is probably the second most common time signature you'll see? Then in this case, each bar occupies 3 quarter notes of space. So a phrase could look like 1, 2, and 3, which is 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. Sorry. A half note occupies 2 spaces, so look like that. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2. So once again, this is the value of the bottom of the note that is occupied in the bar this many times. If you see something like 6, 8, then you want to think about your bars as split up into 8 different eighth notes. 1, 2, or 6 different eighth notes. 6, so 1 and 2 and 3 and. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 eighth notes in one bar.